Yeah, I remember that these are some of the richest people in America. They're not going to spend their way into poverty. They won't really miss investing if they end up poor. They are only really at risk of going out of business if the US dollar kind of falls apart. I believe that many of them are just getting insurance like how people used to open Swiss bank accounts and keep cash in them. I believe these people are creating Bitcoin accounts and keeping Bitcoin as a safety net in case something goes wrong with the current system. And I'm surprised that story exists among this group of people. But it's really starting to catch on there. We're getting there. At least this group is interested in Ethereum stablecoins and the economy as a whole. The real change in the talk is now about technical things like how custody works, how mining works, and the like. What do I do to put it in a portfolio? Is it 1, 2, or 5%? Do I adjust every 3 months or once a year? Yes, they do become very useful questions about how to apply them. Folks are beginning to look down the chain. I believe there will be an alternative season. I believe we will succeed. Some people may think it will happen later than they really want it to, but I see no reason to think it won't. In any case, these people are beginning to think about what's next and what comes after. Bitcoin has moved past that first stage. We're no longer wondering if this is all a Ponzi plan. We're no longer wondering, will this go to zero? We've reached a point where it's just a normal financial asset that more and more people look at on its own grounds. This could be because of Larry Fink, the passage of time, or the overall state of the economy. That's why I think you're seeing ETF percentages start to rise again. That's right, we made $500 million in the last 5 days. It really is amazing. I believe it is this group. It doesn't look like retail to me. This time I think it's this group of wealthy financial advisors coming into the market. That looks like what you're seeing here. It had a problem with the story gap. It's been like having a third child. Bitcoin isn't the only thing shaking up the market. Solana, Sui, Monarch, or anyone else you want to name is also having an effect. It's been in the middle. This piece which I wrote is about. That's great, but ETH is still the most popular cryptocurrency in most of the apps that are starting to grow and go global right now. Most stablecoins are produced on ETH. DeFi is still mostly made up of ETH. I'm interested in what's going on in Solana and further down the line. I think our people are missing how important Ethereum really is, especially now that big banks are getting into the crypto market. They are mostly going to come in through ETH. It looks pretty good now that I've written this. What platform would you use to tokenize something if you were BlackRock? Would you use Solana? Whose software is still in .beta? Are you going to do it further down these chains that haven't been proven? You're not. It's going to be done on Ethereum. It's the simple button. And a lot of people are excited about tokenization and every bank is looking into it. In those votes, 70% will go to the E key. And it will fix the problem with layer 2 snapping the fees. There will be another time when everyone is really excited about ET. I believe that some people try to be too smart about this. It's right on time, as you said. The bike is right there. Also, I believe things are going well in ETH land at the moment. Okay, so first we need to get permission from the CFTC. But we will get that. It's one of those new key settings where things don't go off until everyone agrees. I think it will grow past BlackRock to include other companies and hopefully soon Bitwise too. When people try to guess what ETH or ETF choices will mean for Bitcoin, I think this is another place where they try to be too smart. The best thing to do is take a step back and see this as another step towards making Bitcoin a normal form of money around the world. In every other asset class, you can choose to invest in ETFs. A lot of people like them. They make it easy for more people to build their portfolios with those types of assets. It's the same here. It will bring in more people and more sound. Could it say make the instability at the tails worse? Maybe, but for the most part, it just makes Bitcoin stronger as a valuable financial tool that people use at different times of the cycle, which is a good thing. That's another net good. I really believe the case is strong. You said Bitcoin instead of crypto, which I liked because I think there is a difference between the two. But when it comes to Bitcoin, you're right. As you can see, recessions are now kind of illegal around the world. We've done that by using support whenever the economy shows any signs of moving in the wrong direction. That makes things better for Bitcoin, no matter what happens in November. What is the negative case? What could kind of throw the train off track now? like a 30% drop in the stock market in November. Incredibly bad for crypto. That's not happening again, I think. It's not really okay for that to happen. So I don't believe that. I'm talking about a really harsh and pessimistic governmental shift towards crypto, which is not likely to happen but could. I believe that would slow down the market as a whole, and Bitcoin might gain market share but also lose shares because of that. Besides that, there are too many good things happening at once. It would be a real surprise if the big wirehouses said they would never allow Bitcoin ETFs or something similar. I believe there is a lot more danger if you look down the road. I believe that everyone who came back from token felt that way, right? Lots of projects further down the chain were very exciting, especially when you look at them. I believe that sounds great to me. I'm in Europe at the moment. Europe is almost certainly the only place that has started to take tough steps from the government and economies. But it doesn't matter in the big picture. That's not the story around the world. What's going on is the same as what's going on in China in terms of stimulation. What's going on in Asia with the animal spirits of crypto, as you said. Yes, I'm pretty optimistic. It's really changed how I think about value. Not too many rules when crypto first started to grow in the US. There's a chance that Mika and other rules will be too specific, making it impossible for new ideas to be brought to the crypto market. There will be a lot of talk about tokenization and big banks from Europe getting interested in this space. But I don't think you'll see much of the animal spirit side of things anywhere but maybe Switzerland. Switzerland is pretty forward thinking. But Europe as a whole feels pretty state institutional. It's not as creative as some other cryptocurrencies. I'll tell you about something really cool. I thought of it. I interviewed Vera Ross without planning to. Here is the talk I did with her live on YouTube at the Paris Blockchain Summit. Actually, that's not a very good name for her because she's not Gary Gensler. But she is the Gensler of Europe. Crypto not always anti. That being said, I did tell her that some people think Europe has really gotten the rules down right. You believe in crypto. She quickly told me I was wrong and that we are not in favor of crypto at all. It's not clear why she was upset that I would even say that. She basically just said, listen, we have rules, but that doesn't mean I support crypto in any way. That's why I think Europe might still be hard. Okay, in the US, the market will be more controlled next year, no matter who is in power. I think this is something we can learn from. When we look at the bills that are going through Congress, I think they should be as narrow as possible and offer simple rules and rights, but also a lot of room for new ideas. It seems like they might stifle things here in the same way that they might in Europe if they get too specific. Yes, there will be winners, but I also think there is a risk that we should be aware of. When he starts a new security, Donald Trump probably won't call it an unregulated security. That guy is starting, World Liberty Finance and is already on his fourth NFT project. In other words, he's launching coins. So you're pretty sure that if he wins, there won't be clear rules that ban tokens. Yes. To put it another way, it shows where the swinging arm is in terms